Hi, everyone. My name is Xuan. So I'm happy to present our recent work on phenotype prediction in naturalistic viewing conditions today. Naturalistic viewing is a relatively novel paradigm to investigate brain functions, where subjects are often presented with a movie stimulus in the scanner, with the aim to create an environment that is similar to our daily life. So it has shown some advantages over the commonly used resting state and the conventional task designs. For example, it provides more ecological validity, and it can also reduce unsystematic noise, such as mind wandering. And when the subjects are watching different movie clips, their brain tends to synchronize across each other. Well, in the meantime, their brain activity still preserve substantial individual differences that are related to behaviors and personal traits. And moreover, we expect that the brain can be pushed into different states by using different movie clips, which allow us to investigate different brain processes. So recent work has shown that movies can sometimes outperform resting state for phenotype prediction. And the phenotype prediction here refers to the process which uses the machine learning techniques to predict individuals' behaviors of phenotypes from their brain activity-based features. In our recent work, we found that movies can also outperform conventional tasks in phenotype prediction. So while this looks very promising, there's still one important question, which is the choice of the stimulus. So we can see here, in this example, we used 3 different movie clips, but all of them are from independent films with social content. So although they might seem quite similar at first sight, they actually achieved substantially different prediction performances. So correspondingly, a previous study have shown that different movie clips can elicit distinct brain responses. For example, the synchronization across subjects of their brain activity tends to reduce dramatically when they are watching a video of the reality in comparison to watching films or TV shows. So this work aims to investigate how the choice of movie stimulus influence phenotype prediction. So to do this, we used fMRI data provided by the Human Connectome project, acquired during watching 13 different short movie clips. And for phenotype prediction, we use our recently proposed method. So briefly, it conducts a principal component analysis to the fMRI signals across subjects for each brain region separately. The resulting PC loadings, which characterize the individual expression levels of the shared response, are later used as features for prediction. Here, we focused on 2 well-studied phenotypes, which are biological sex and fluid intelligence. So we first investigated whether the prediction performance varies between different movie clips. We found that it varies largely between different movie clips. And moreover, we found that the differences between movie clips persist when we used different data lengths or different machine learning settings. And next, we investigated whether more synchrony or more variability of the brain activity across subjects is better for prediction. Consistent with previous studies, we found that the synchrony values varies largely not only across movies, but also across brain regions. And in particular, the temporal lobe, I don't have marks. So the temporal lobe and occipital lobe achieved higher synchrony values than the other brain regions. So we investigated the effect of synchrony on prediction for each brain region separately. In the blue regions, we found that the better predictions are associated with lower synchrony, so meaning more variability across subjects. And these blue regions are mainly located in higher order regions, such as the prefrontal regions and parietal regions. And in the red regions, better performance are related to increased synchrony. And these regions are mainly located in the temporal lobe, and which are related to auditory processing. In the green regions, the better prediction is also, often related to a medium value of the synchrony. So for these regions, a common feature is that they are all related to the audio-visual information processing of the stimulus, but in the same time, they are closely related to the phenotype to be predicted. So for these brain regions, both strong enough shared response as well as sufficient individual differences are needed. And lastly, in the violet regions, we found that good performance can be achieved either when the synchrony is high or low. And these regions are mainly located in the sensory motor regions, and they are related to the emotion processing. Finally, we investigate the influence of different movie features on prediction. We found that in general, better predictions are related to increased social content, but different phenotypes have different important features. For example, for sex classification, better performance is related to increased number of words. But for intelligence, better predictions is related to increased phases. And the number of words may reflect language processing. Our analysis on the high-level semantic analysis revealed similar patterns. So for sex classification, better performance is related to rich visual content, whereas for intelligence, better predictions are related to rich social interactions of the movie clips. Okay, so to summarize, we first investigated whether the prediction performance varies between different movie clips. And we found robust differences between the movie clips, regardless of the machine learning settings or data lengths we used. And these results suggest that the stimulus of the selection of the stimulus matters for prediction performance. And secondly, we investigated whether more synchrony or more variability of the brain activity across subjects is better for performance. And we found that it depends on the functional hierarchy of the brain regions. In higher order regions, as well as in the brain regions that are related to the phenotypes, sufficient intersubject variability is needed because they might carry important behavioral relevant information for prediction. And in low-level regions, and these regions are normally related to the auditory processing, auditory or visual processing of the movie stimulus, and strong intersubject synchrony is favored because they may reflect better subject alignment and also higher attentional levels. And this can reduce noises for prediction. And lastly, we investigated the influence of movie features on predictions. We found that in general, better predictions is associated with rich social content, but the important features differed between different phenotypes. And these important features may highlight distinct aspects of individual differences, so they may be useful to study different behaviors. So together, these results show that our choice of the movie stimulus for prediction should be made specifically for different phenotypes. And I would like to thank my colleagues at the INM7, especially Susanna Weiss and Simon Eickhoff. And I'm happy to chat more during my post sessions, which will be tomorrow and Thursday. Thank you.
We have time for a couple of quick questions. So movies shown in a particular order, and could this influence the prediction accuracy? For example, participants getting tired or bored.
Yeah, that's a very good question. It could be. So I think ideally in the experiment, counterbalance the order of the stimulus is an important consideration. So, and also we are acquiring new data to account for this effect.
I'm going to insert another question of myself. So I'm curious, like, for example, you show that the feature number of words is correlated with like sex. Is this done for each movie? Is this feature computed for each movie, or?
So the movie feature is computed for each movie separately, but the relationship is computed over all movie clips.
So I guess, I mean, if you want to really test this hypothesis, you would then scan subjects again, creating a movie where it's just words, lots of words, and do you think that would create a very high accuracy, you think? I'm just worried whether there might be more complex interaction happening there.
That's true, because word is it's a number of words which reflect the social content of the narrative. It's just only one aspect of the narrative. So we use it here to reflect the social content level. But I believe that there might be other factors such as emotion processing. So, yeah.
I see, that's very interesting. Indeed, complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do more.
Okay.
Yeah, is the drawback of finishing on time. Okay. So, is movement correlated with movie?
Yeah, that's really also a good question. So I think you mean head movement, or
that's my assumption of that.
Yeah.
Question.
Okay. So head motion, we also checked that. So we found a very interesting effect of the head motion. We found that when subjects stay longer in the scanner, their head motion increase. That's a signal of that they're getting bored or maybe getting tired. But interestingly, we also checked our prediction performances across different movie clips and also their relationship to the head motion. And we found no correlation. So at least in these results, we didn't find a relationship between head motion and prediction performance. But head motion is definitely another very important consideration when you want to use any movie clip to conduct phenotype prediction.
Thank you. There are more questions, but I think let's go on to the next speaker. Let's thank the speaker again.
Thank you.